A tiny puppy born with a cleft lip and a cleft palate captured my children's hearts before they had ever met him. My 10-year-old daughter even wrote an essay explaining why we had to adopt him. After reading it, I realized our family was about to change forever.
Is it good?
Everything started when my children came across a video of a puppy named Bam Bam. Within minutes, they had completely fallen in love with him. He had the sweetest personality, a funny little face, and so much energy that it was impossible not to smile while watching him. The more we learned about him, the more we realized how special he was.
Bam.
My 10-year-old daughter surprised all of us. Without anyone asking, she sat down and wrote an essay explaining why our family should adopt Bam Bam. She wrote that every dog deserves a chance, and that we could give him the loving home he needed. Reading those words made it impossible not to take her seriously. The kids wanted to help in every way they could. They even organized lemonade stands to raise money for the rescue. Watching them work so hard for a puppy they had never met showed me how much this already meant to them. It was no longer just about bringing home another dog. It had become something our whole family believed in. Once everything was arranged, I flew to California, picked up Bam Bam, and flew back home that very same day. It was a long trip, but every mile felt worth it. I could not wait to introduce him to the rest of the family. The kids could hardly contain their excitement while I was gone. They kept asking when we would finally get to meet him and what he would be like in person. By the time I walked through the front door with Bam Bam, everyone was already waiting to welcome him home. It immediately felt like he belonged with us. Our first day together was everything I had hoped it would be. Bam Bam settled in surprisingly well and immediately began exploring his new surroundings.
Bam.
Even though everything was unfamiliar, he carried himself with so much confidence that it almost felt like he had lived with us forever. The next big moment was introducing him to our two older dogs, Koa and Oso. Koa made things easy right away. The first thing he did was roll onto his back and show Bam Bam his belly. It was his way of saying that everything was okay. Watching that interaction immediately made me feel hopeful because it looked like Koa had already accepted the newest member of the family. Oso had a very different reaction. Oso has always been the laziest dog in our house. He enjoys sleeping, relaxing, and hearing people tell him how handsome he is. That is pretty much his perfect day. A tiny puppy full of endless energy was not exactly what he had been hoping for. Unfortunately for Oso, Bam Bam quickly decided that everyone in the house should play by his rules. He would quietly sneak over while Oso was resting, wait for the perfect moment, and suddenly jump on him. Oso would open his eyes with an expression that seemed to say, "Not again." For a while, that became their daily routine. Eventually, Oso seemed to accept that this energetic little puppy was not going anywhere. It was almost as though he finally decided that this was simply his new normal. Bam Bam, meanwhile, continued acting like he was the biggest dog in the house. These days, their relationship has completely changed. Now Oso often starts the games himself. Bam Bam still knows he is much smaller, so whenever things become too exciting, he runs underneath a chair where Oso cannot quite reach him. Then Oso sticks his head underneath, trying to convince Bam Bam to come back out. Watching them play together always makes us laugh because neither one wants to admit the other has won. One of my favorite things about Bam Bam is that he has never allowed his condition to define him. He approaches every day with confidence, curiosity, and excitement. He explores everything, wants to be involved in every activity, and somehow always manages to be in the middle of whatever is happening. His personality is much bigger than his size. That is probably why everyone who meets him falls in love with him so quickly. People notice his cleft lip at first, but after spending even a few minutes with him, they stop seeing it. All they notice is his funny personality, his determination, and the happiness he brings into every room.
No?
Looking back, bringing a third dog into our family was not an easy decision. We talked about it for a long time because adding another animal changes everyone's routine. It requires time, patience, and commitment. In the end, though, it became one of the best decisions we have ever made. Bam Bam did much more than become another family pet. He taught our children something that they will hopefully carry with them for the rest of their lives. They learned that every animal deserves compassion, regardless of how different it may look or what challenges it was born with. I often think back to my daughter's essay. At the time, it was simply a little girl explaining why she wanted to adopt a puppy. Now it feels like the beginning of a story that changed all of us. Bam Bam came into our home needing a family, but in many ways he gave us something just as valuable. He gave us laughter, unforgettable memories, and a daily reminder that love is never about being perfect. If you enjoyed this story about Bam Bam, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more touching stories.